Have you ever met someone who smiled but left you uneasy, as if your instincts whispered something's wrong? That's not paranoia, that's awareness. Machiavelli warned that the most dangerous people never announce themselves. They don't look evil, they look reasonable, helpful, even kind. But behind that calm face is calculation. Every word measured, every silence loaded. There are 3 types of these people, and if you don't learn to see them, you'll mistake manipulation for friendship. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who they are and how to stay untouchable when you meet them. The first kind is the pretender of empathy. They appear compassionate, always listening, always understanding, but their kindness is currency. They study your emotions not to comfort you, but to collect data. They'll mirror your tone, repeat your words, and make you feel seen, until you realize what they're really doing is mapping your weaknesses. Machiavelli said, "He who controls emotion controls behavior." These people use empathy as a weapon. They don't need to overpower you. They make you hand them the sword yourself. You'll tell them everything, and later they'll use your truth as leverage. To spot them, look for this. Their sympathy feels rehearsed. Their comfort has no silence. They always need to say something, because real empathy doesn't perform, it pauses. The second kind is the collector of debts. They don't ask for control. They build it through favors. They'll help you when you need it most, but not out of goodness, out of strategy. Because once you owe them, your freedom isn't yours anymore. Machiavelli wrote that favors are the chains of power. These people thrive on silent contracts. Every kindness comes with an invisible cost, and the moment you resist them, they remind you, subtly or sharply, what they've done for you. To protect yourself, learn this rule: accept help, but never dependency. Gratitude is noble, indebtedness is control. Remember, some chains are made of kindness. The third kind, and the most dangerous, is the mirror without reflection. They don't manipulate your feelings. They manipulate your identity. They become whatever you need: the supporter, the challenger, the soulmate, the mentor. They read you like a script and play the perfect role until you forget it's a performance. Then, when they vanish or betray you, you realize something terrifying. You don't know who you are without them. That's their design. They build your self-image around their approval. And once they remove it, you collapse. Machiavelli understood this as the highest form of control, to rule a person from inside their own mind. So if you ever feel like someone completes you, pause. Because completion can also be captivity. Once you see them, the danger changes shape, because the real threat was never their manipulation. It was your blindness to it. Machiavelli believed that power is not taken, it's granted. Every time you ignore a red flag, every time you justify bad energy, every time you say, "They didn't mean it," you give control away piece by piece. The pretender, the collector, the mirror, they survive on your willingness to doubt yourself. But the moment you see them clearly, the game collapses. Why? Because control only works in the dark. Once exposed to awareness, it burns. So don't fight them. Just recognize them, because recognition itself is the end of their influence. Machiavelli said, "He who masters distance masters people." Emotional distance is not cruelty, it's clarity. When you step back, patterns appear. When you stop explaining, masks fall. The dangerous ones thrive on emotional reaction. They feed off it like fuel. So when you go still, when you stop matching their energy, they lose control of the rhythm. That's your first weapon, detachment. It confuses manipulators because they can't find your buttons anymore. And when you no longer react, they reveal themselves loudly, desperately, publicly. The wise don't fight corruption, they starve it. The quiet man is their nightmare because silence removes the battlefield. When they insult you, don't respond. When they demand your loyalty, vanish. When they spread rumors, stay still. Why? Because Machiavelli understood that chaos needs participation. If you refuse to engage, you turn their strategy into self-destruction. They'll expose themselves trying to expose you. Their manipulation becomes obvious the moment you stop playing. Silence doesn't mean surrender, it means precision. You choose your battles, and more importantly, you choose your peace. Because sometimes the most ruthless revenge is living untouched. When you've seen enough masks fall, you stop fearing people and start studying them. That's the final stage Machiavelli described: sovereignty of perception. You become untouchable not by isolation, but by awareness. You no longer see betrayal as tragedy. You see it as information. You no longer take manipulation personally. You see it as proof of weakness. And suddenly, the dangerous ones look small. You walk through the world with calm eyes and quiet authority, knowing that most people play games you've already outgrown. Because once you've learned to read minds through patterns, to hear motives in silence, to sense danger before it speaks, you don't need armor anymore. Awareness is armor, and that's the Machiavellian truth. You can't be betrayed when you already understand human nature. So stay calm, stay unreadable, and let the world reveal itself before it ever touches you.